Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Commissioner Director Tom Arnone, your host for this session of Monmouth in Focus. And today I am very excited and happy to have our County Clerk, Christine Giordano-Hanlon, and also our good friend and somebody that works tirelessly throughout to give all these great services to our county. So it's great to have you. How you doing, Christine?
I am great. Thanks for having me here.
So you're bringing back a lot of good things we see out there, and you know what I really like what you're trying to bring out is instead of people having to come to you, you're going to them, and people appreciate that. And you know, there's a lot of times we don't hear about all these things appreciated, but they really do, because I hear it all the time. And from your office in Neptune to this outreach, which we're going to talk about, the great things that you're doing there, and I think that's really, really creative of you, and with great vision. So let's talk about this outreach effort that you're having. And I know you joined our sheriff and our surrogate with this program too. So
yes,
talk a little bit about it.
Thank you. And it's something that's really special and important to us. It's a program called the Mobile County Connection, and it started in 2015, where we decided that it was really important to bring our services out to the community. As you know, we have 53 municipalities in Monmouth County. We're a very big county, population of over 600,000. And sometimes people can't get to us. We're far away from them. So it's really important we decided to go out into the community with this Mobile County Connection initiative and bring our services to the people.
Great
and
idea.
We had many events, but of course, as we all remember, COVID sort of put us in a different status where we couldn't really go out to the community, and you know, the communities were in lockdown, so we had to pause this Mobile County Connection initiative. But just recently, we were able to relaunch and get it off the ground, and we've now started to go back out into the community.
So what can people expect, like when they go to and they come to this mobile outreach little? I guess it's a big vehicle, right?
Yes. So we bring a vehicle that has programs that the sheriff provides. And it's, you know, youth IDs, safety programs, things like that the sheriff's initiatives. And then we have the surrogate's office, as you know, handles adoptions and guardianships and wills. And the surrogate's office is there to, you know, sometimes outside with the vehicle or sometimes inside, where, you know, depending upon the setup, so that people can come and ask questions relating to surrogate office issues. And then we have the county clerk services, and we provide a variety of services, and one of our biggest ones is our passport services. We are set up to assist residents with their passport applications. We also do identification cards, provide voter information, and veterans identification cards, and things like that. So it's a big operation, and we have services outside in the vehicle that is designed for this Mobile County Connection. And then we also set up inside, because my passport agents need to be set up inside whatever location we're at. We've gone to Bell Works, we go to senior communities, we go to libraries. So we get a lot of people from the communities. We do a lot of advertising so that people know that we will be in a certain community and they can come out and avail themselves of our services.
Let me ask you, and do other counties do this?
You know what, I'm really not sure. I think there may be a few counties that do certain things. I'm not sure. I don't think it's in the way that we do it. With the vehicle, and we go from place to place with the vehicle.
That's
I know
good.
when we launched it, we were the only county to do it in this particular fashion. So we're excited.
And very proud of it.
Yes, we're very proud of it. And it was nice that we were able to relaunch this effort after a couple of years of not being able to go out into the communities because, you know, everyone was closed off to visitors or whatever the case may be.
Thank you very much. And all three of our constitutional officers, we're very fortunate to have very, very committed constitutional officers. So I want to thank you.
I will note that what we do sometimes is that we invite other offices from the county to come join us, depending
great
upon the
idea.
size of the facility. So there may be some other veterans and the Office of Aging and Veterans might come, or our SCAT office might come. So we try to expand it as much as we can so that we bring in other county departments
That's
to
great.
visit with us.
So you
Yeah.
touched a little bit, well, you brought the word up, the key word passport.
Yes.
So there's been, some news recently about the passports, and I guess there's been some difficulties there. Maybe you could give a little light on some of that.
Yes. So recently there has been a real backlog in the federal government in terms of the issuance of passports. And we are advising people that you really, really need to be ahead of the game and make sure that you leave yourself enough time to get your passport. Right now, the dates are 10 to 13 weeks for a regular issuance of a passport, not expedited for regular service. But you have to add on at least 2 weeks on either end for the mail, which is not considered in that 10 to 13 weeks. And then for expedited, it's 7 to 9 weeks, but you have to add on the transport through the mail from the facility or wherever you're mailing it from, which is sort of a new concept. They used to include that in the time period, but now it's hey, 10 to 13, but also add on the mail time. So it's really important for people to be aware of when their passport is expired, or if they don't have a passport, if they're going away, they really need to act quickly to get their passport renewed or apply for their passport.
So and I will tell you on a personal side, my wife and myself went to the County Connection, and we had to renew our passports, and I guess this was a few months ago, and probably it was that timeline that you just said that we got it back. But what's most important is your staff there was unbelievable. And I have to tell you, living in that region of the county, I have to tell you, I get numerous compliments on the way the staff treats our constituents and our residents here of Monmouth County. And so you could pass that on to them.
I will. I certainly will.
Because, it's nice to hear good things.
Yes, and I have to say, customer service is one of the top priorities of my office. And I have a wonderful group of employees who work both, throughout my office, but most especially at the County Connection and our Freehold Passport Office, and those who come out to our Mobile County Connection initiatives. And they, our whole environment is designed so that people don't feel like they're interfacing with a government office, because a lot of people have negative feelings about that we try to make them really comfortable, make them feel special, make them feel like we're doing everything that we can to help them. And I'm really fortunate to have these wonderful employees that I have within the county clerk's office, because they really have a great focus on customer service.
Very, very much so. So I know that, do you have any other dates marked down for any of the outreach coming up?
Yeah, well, we have one coming up at the library. We will be sending out all the information about that. And we're just going to be planning more and more as we go along.
So what I'll do is also, and I do a weekly article, or a bi-weekly article, I should say, and maybe I'll reach out to you, or I'll have our offices reach out to each other so I can get that in there, because I think that people have to so much appreciate it, because in today's lifestyle and scheduling and having any time to do anything is very little. To be able to have this service, that people must so much appreciate it.
Yes.
So is there anything, in closing, is there anything else that the public which should need to know? Because similar to the passport, don't wait till the last week you're going away to say, oh, I got to update my passport. I think you just run down there and get it, because it doesn't happen. And I'm sure you get those phone calls. I even get some of those phone calls.
Yes, Yes, I will say when someone's having an emergency with a passport situation, we always refer people to either their congressperson or the United States senator, because they're part of the federal government, and they're the only ones that can really help out when somebody's in a major crisis situation. Our office can try to help, but the passport agency in the federal government wants to connect with the federal government. But I will say that you mentioned, convenience, and people are working, and it's hard to make the time to get to one of my offices. I will just, in closing, note that our County Connection office in Neptune is open later. It's open until 6 o'clock.
Good point.
It's open on Saturdays, so people can either come on Saturdays or go after work. We recommend appointments so that people don't have to wait. We do take walk-ins, but it's much more it's much more convenient for people if they call in advance and make the appointment, so they don't have to sit and wait.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank you personally on behalf of all of our commissioners for the fine job you do and your staff does there, because obviously all the great work you do makes us look good there. So I want to thank you for all that. And it's been a pleasure. And I want to thank you for joining us. This was a great segment. And that's all we have today for our Monmouth in Focus segment here. Join us the next time. Thank you.